Welcome to my narration of The Glass Menagerie by Mark Cybulski. We will journey through each one of the characters' lives and try to see who's living a world of illusion or who's living a world of reality. As we look through the eyes and the minds of each character, from Tom, Laura, Amanda, we will sometimes get a glimpse of ourselves or maybe someone we know. And as we watch each of the characters in the play or the movie, we come to realize that their dreams can become reality for some of them, and for some of them, the dreams are just too difficult to come true. What is an illusion? What is an illusion, and how does it relate to all the characters in the story? Do they all have dreams of fairy tales and a life full of grandeur and fulfillment? The word illusion means a deceptive appearance or impression. Also, an illusion is a distortion of the senses. This is one part that I thought was quite interesting, when it says an illusion is a distortion of the senses. And as we journey through this story and we journey through each character's lives, we'll see exactly how distorted their ideas are and how distorted their life is just from the dreams that they think that can come true and the dreams that they live at the time. Understanding the difference between reality and an illusion of what we believe life is sometimes is much harder for certain people. And we'll see this throughout the story. Does our mind play tricks on us, or do we really see the future and what holds for us? Tom's illusion, is it reality or a dream? Tom has dreams of traveling the world, writing poems, even joining the Merchant Marines. Is his dream so far away it's out of his reach? In the beginning of the play, Tom's speaking of faraway places and ways to escape the world that holds him down. Even while he's eating dinner at his mom's and he's being persecuted by his mother by every bite he takes, his sarcasm is delightful and full of whimsical gestures, which are very humorous. One of the quotes that I use is, "I go to the I go to the gambling casinos. I spin away fortunes on the roulette table." This is where he's talking about his double life that he leads, and he really keeps you occupied with his humor throughout most of the play. His mother's sitting there asking for the 10th time, where are you going? And he responds, I'm going to the opium dens. And the way he expresses his double life gives you a sense of his desires to leave and never look back. The whimsical way that he talks to his mother gives you a sense of humor that is just everything you need in this story. And it tells you how much he wants out and what he's willing to do to go through it. There's so many quotes where he's talking about he wears a patch over his eye and he goes to the casinos and he lives a double life. It gives you a sense of where he wants to go and how far he's willing to do it. Southern Belle or Abandoned Mother. I think we know who I'm talking about when I speak of this young lady and her illusions or desires or her past when she focuses on certain things. Her character is a wonderful display of a broken old soul who was left to fend for herself, which went against all her dreams of growing up. She always wanted someone to take care of her. She never wanted to have to want for anything in her life. And, what to say about her? She's a suffocating woman with a fabulous desire to wreak havoc on her son and daughter's life and to focus on the past and tell stories of grandeur and how many gentlemen callers came to her house on a nightly basis. She understands what a woman's supposed to be in those times, so proper, and understand the important issues to discuss as a woman. Of course, she couldn't say anything vulgar. Throughout the play, I really enjoyed her character. A lot of the things that she mentioned from the past of what a woman was like back then gave you an idea of what, you know, many women thought they were supposed to be and how they were supposed to be, and a lot of things she said. She had 17 gentlemen callers come to her door. Is this the truth? Is this an illusion? Is this reality? It seems pretty far fetched, but in her eyes, I believe she really thinks a lot of these things that happened to her, and she likes to tell the stories of what happened to her back then. So, I think we all see what her illusion is and where she lives in this time. It's always in the past, and what she sees in the past, and how her life was, and what her life was supposed to be, and how it turned out the way it did now. Her life's diluted, and she focuses extremely on the past issues and many things that she saw coming forth, before her husband left. So we all know Amanda. Yeah, I put some quotes down here, and specifically the one where she was talking to her son and daughter. One Sunday afternoon, your mother received 17 gentlemen callers, and they asked her, "How did you talk to all these people, and how did you express yourself?" And one of her quotes was, "I understand the art of conversation." It's very obvious her character lives in the past and may never understand what the future holds for her because she's got so many feet in the past. Unicorn with the broken horn. Here's another one. I'm sure you guys don't need to be told who it is. Laura, of course. You know, following the life of a girl who lives in a life of glass figurines, insecure and crippled, with only one thought of love, and the man shows up at dinner only to break her heart. It's very obvious what's on Laura's mind. To be so insecure and to hide from reality. Her life's diluted with items of no value except to herself. She's so far from reality, she just wanders around shops, looking through windows in freezing wind and rain. She's afraid to tell her mother she quit business school. Her life is undesirable in her mother's eyes, and Laura knows this. You know, when Laura's talking about Jim, she's talking about the past also, just like her mother does. About the boy in school that she really enjoyed being with and spending time with, and who didn't look at her differently. It was obvious when Jim showed up and they were dancing and they were laughing and he was upbeat and spirited. When the unicorn got broken on the floor, it shows her illusion of what reality actually was, because she was so focused on Jim being there, she just put herself in a totally different imagination. After the unicorn was broken, she goes, "I'll just imagine he had an operation. The horn was removed to make him feel less freakish." This tells you exactly where her mind is during this whole episode. Entrepreneur or psychologist. Jim has dreams of being involved in television. His dream is an illusion, or is it a reality? He's taking courses at college. He's taking classes in public speaking, as well as a course in radio engineering. Some of the quotes that he talks about when he's having a conversation with Laura: "I can analyze people better than doctors, and they make a profession of it." Another quote he uses in here, he says, because I believe in the future of television, I wish to be ready to go right along with it." Jim is the type of guy who's very upbeat, and he has a lot of pizzazz. And he's another one in his illusion. He's got the whole thing figured out. He's got the whole future figured out. One of his expressions, "zip money, zip power." When he talks about these things, it's like he's got his whole future figured out, and nothing's going to stop him from when he does. Other thoughts on how illusion is perceived in the play and how characters hide from reality. Understanding the mind of Tennessee Williams and the illusion of the character he designed. Um, there's quite a few criticisms on the way he wrote it and thoughts of the play. And one of the ones that stuck out in my mind was, throughout the play, the characters are tempted towards illusion when they find reality too painful. And I believe this is a perfect example of how, the characters in the play every time something gets hard or something gets difficult, they run. Laura, for example, she runs to go to her glass menagerie. Tom, he goes and hides and writes poems at work in the shelves, and you know, is Glass Menagerie the life of illusion for an author? And right here, I just did a comparison of Tennessee Williams and the play that he wrote, and how much of it is like his life when he was growing up, and was his life an illusion or reality too? I thought this was pretty interesting when I added this. It just gives you an idea. He was Tennessee Williams. He was a shoe salesman. Tom, he worked in the warehouse. He had a handicapped sister, Laura. She was the handicapped sister in here. And, you know, the end of Tennessee Williams, or during the play, Tom left home in the end. And then this is what Tennessee Williams did too. He left home and wandered aimlessly until he got his degree and started writing again. The conclusion is: the life of the family a faraway fairy tale beyond the reaches of any world they can imagine, or is it a possible dream in the palm of their hands that just slips away? We look at this, and the conclusion is, do they live in an illusion? I look at this play, and I can look at my own family members and friends that, you know, have dreams, but some dreams are made to come true. So, it was funny that even at the end, the gentleman caller ruins the dreams of a hopeful mother and breaks the heart of an already broken young girl.